Jay, I've been talking to a guy for a couple months now, and everything was going smooth until he told me he cheated in his last relationship. Now I'm questioning if I should trust him or not. Oh my goodness, got this question that came in from a real lover. We gonna dive into it today. But first and foremost, if you got a question that you want me to answer on a future video, go ahead and head over to righttoreallove.com/question. Submit your question and I will chop it up and address it in a future video. But yo, let's get into this real lover's question. She wanna know, should she trust this dude? She called him. Well, no, I'm not called him. She found out that he was somebody that was creeping in his past relationship. So first things first, right? Everybody has a past. Everybody. Even you have a past. It may not be a cheater's past, but yo, you got one. But most importantly, there's some questions that you got to ask yourself, right? I know the question that you're posing is, should you trust him or not? But I think that there are some more important questions that you really got to address that get to the heart of this issue. The first one is he worth the risk? Is it worth the risk for you to be with this particular man and risk the possibility of being cheated on too? Now, if you are not willing to risk it all for this guy, that gives you your answer right there. So that's question number one. Now, the second question that you got to ask yourself is this. This is the real question. This is the one. This is the big dog question, right? Pay attention. If you got ears to hear, here it goes. Do you trust yourself, right? It's so easy for us to focus in on the other person, but the real question is whether or not you trust yourself. Why? Because it's not about whether or not you trust this man or trust men in general. It's really about whether or not you trust yourself. Because guess what? You can't trust a man if you don't first trust your ability, sis, to do what? Discern that the men that you're dealing with are worth being in your life, that they actually deserve access to your life. So if you don't trust yourself enough to know who you should and shouldn't let into your life, then that's the first question or the first thing that you need to address. But keep that in mind. It's all about whether or not you trust yourself, your ability to discern the right men and only allow those right men access to your life. Now, giving you a straight answer, right, is really going to depend on two things. First and foremost, if you know that you cannot proceed with this guy without the fact that he cheated in the past, had his little slinky link, had his little side piece, he was creeping, you know what I'm saying? All of that. If you can't deal with it and you know it's going to hang over your head like a little dark cloud, or it's going to hang over that relationship, it's going to be something you're going to bring up and put all in his face when y'all get into your little arguments or whatever. Or if it's something that you're going to be insecure about, it's going to make you all insecure. You got to check his phones, his DMs, and just put you way in a place that you really don't want to be. If that's the case, then don't do it. Do not proceed. You don't trust yourself enough to risk it all for this guy, and that you pick the right guy and you don't trust him. So that's easy. That's it. You got your answer. Now, there's the flip side, right? Here's the flip side. If you do trust yourself now, I said, and two things here. Second requirement, you accept the fact that there is a possibility that he may even cheat on you. However, it's not something that you're going to allow to overshadow what you're building. You trust yourself enough to know that, hey, the man you allowed into your life, he was not reflecting, showing you that type of character. But if it happened, it's a possibility and you will own it. You're not going to put the blame on him entirely. You'll respect the fact that you independently made the decision to keep it pushing and moving with him. If you are able to do that, if you can come to that conclusion, then hey, you may consider staying with him and you may be able to truly trust him. That's all we got in this one, man. That was a great question. If you have a question of your own, ladies, send it over. All you got to do is go to righttoreallove.com/question. Submit it. It's completely for free and I will address it in a future video. Until next time, I love y'all. Stay blessed. Deuces.